Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about surface area and volume. So when we're talking about surface area, we're talking about how much flat space there is on the outside of shapes. You can do surface area with any shape, but today we're going to talk about rectangular prisms and cubes, which are just special cases of rectangular prisms. So in those cases, all the sides of that shape are going to be rectangles. In order to find the surface area, what you would need to do is to find the area of each side and then add it together with the other sides. In total, in rectangular prisms and cubes, there's going to be 6 sides to add up, but you really only need to find 3 of them, and then the one opposite that on the shape would also be the same size. So let's start with a cube. In a cube, we would only need to know the dimension in one direction because a cube is perfect squares on all sides. So if this side is 3, that means this side is also 3. That means the surface area of that side is 9. If my units are inches, it's 9 inches squared. Now, since a cube is made up of 6 squares, you could just take the 9 inches squared and multiply it by 6 because the 6 sides are all the same. 9 times 6 is 54, and my units would still be inches squared. This means that I need 54 square inches of material, say cardboard, to make this shape. I would cut it into 9-inch squared squares, or 3 by 3 squares, and then I would fasten the 6 sides together to make this cube. In this rectangular prism, I have a couple more problems to do because I actually need to figure out the area of 3 different sides. So for example, this side of the box is 3 by 2, which means this side, let's make these units centimeters. This side is 6 centimeters squared. I can't just do 6 centimeters squared times 6 like I did with the cube because not all the sides are the same size. So for example, this side is 5 times 3, which is 15 centimeters squared. And this top is 5 by 2, or 10 centimeters squared. Now if I add these up, 15 plus 10 plus 6, 15 plus 10 is 25, plus 6 is 31 centimeters squared. So that's only 3 of the sides. I also need to do the one that would be opposite this, the one opposite this, and the bottom. So I'm going to multiply that by 2, which is going to give me 62 centimeters squared. So surface area, again, is the area that it would take to create the shape, the area of material that it would take to create the shape. Volume is going to be how much space is inside the shape. How many cubic inches or cubic centimeters could I fit into that shape? To find volume, we do length times width times height. So in this case, we do 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. And volume units are always the units cubed, or to the third power, because you're telling me how many little cubes you could fit inside of this big cube. For this one, I would do the same thing. Length times width times height. 5 times 2 is 10, times 3 is 30. In this case, centimeters cubed. Multiplication is commutative, which means it doesn't matter what order you do it in. So in this case, I called 5 the length, 2 the width, and 3 the height. But if the shape was rotated and I did 2 times 3 times 5, I would get 6 times 5, which is still 30. So multiplication order doesn't matter. So when you're doing length times width times height, don't get too concerned about which one's the length and which one's the width and which one's the height. Your worksheet activity for today is volume. There are 8 of them for you to find the volume of. If it only gives you one unit, like this one here or this one here, you can assume it's a cube and all those sides are the same. It lists the units up above, so make sure you include units with your volume. Your digital activity today is a sort of what's talking about surface area and when would I find volume. So it'll give you different situations and you should drag them into either the volume or the surface area columns to show what they go with. Good luck.